about two relationships and patterns. One is cause and effect, and the other one, problem and solution. Cause and effect is going to be very popular on activities in the course pack and practice tests, and definitely on the test and the final exam. Problem and solution isn't as popular. Cause and effect's actually my favorite because it's kind of related to a lot of the others. Let's think about it. In order to have a cause and effect, you have to have something happening, right? So if you have something happening, you actually have time order. So I'm going to draw a timeline here. All right, so time order, as we've learned in the earlier videos, has to do with one event. Let's call this event A, happening first, and then another event in time, because it's the timeline. We have a second event happening. We'll call it event B later. So I'm going to say before. I'm going to say after. Now, basic time, that would be it. There is no connection necessarily between event B and event A. And in fact, with pure time order, you could take away event A and event B may still actually happen. So it has nothing to do with A. And likewise, if a true time order is here, we could take away event B and A would probably still happen. So you see, there's no real, I guess, dependence between event A and event B if it's true time order. So it's that addition of some kind of dependence in there that creates the cause and effect. To have cause and effect, A has to make B happen. So I call it a forced time order. That's what a cause and effect is to me. Because like I said, you've got to have some time, because what comes first in real time? In real time, event A then would be the cause, and event B then would be the effect. And we can think about it the opposite way. The effect exists because of the cause, because of A. And we could say event A happened, therefore we have event B. So in the words that are used by an author, the cause and effect is there. The reader usually knows that it's more than time order, that it's forced, that if we took A away, B may not happen. If we put A on the timeline, B's going to happen. So this is a lot more intertwined in the details than is time order. All right, so what would be some of the clue words for cause and effect? I just mentioned some of them. One of them is another one of my favorites because, just said it, because it gives itself away. I mean, look at it. When you write it down, what does because have in the word? It be the cause. And I mean that. Whatever comes right after the word because is the cause. Another cause and effect word, therefore. Now, therefore is a little bit different than because therefore is going to have the cause in front of it and the effect after it. Now, because can go either at the beginning of a sentence or in the middle of a sentence. So because can have the effect in front of it, or it can start with because and then have a comma and then have the effect after it. We have two different ways we can do this. We can either put our independent clause first and then say because of our dependent clause, or we can say because our dependent clause happened, then we can say effect and have our independent clause. Now, if you don't understand what I'm talking about with dependent and independent clauses, that is okay. I throw these little freebies in there for the prep writing students, and that way they can make those connections. What we do need to know for reading, though, is when you see that word, you have this pattern. And when you see this word, you have that pattern. There aren't many 100% for sures in things that deal with language, like reading and writing, right? But the because and the therefore, 100%. Cause and effect. There are a few others. as a result, right? As a result, and then you get the result. You get the effect. There are some shorter words. We've got the word so. Now there's another word that goes with so, not in the same sentence, but in the same category of types of words, and it's the word for. All right, prep writing people. So and for, what kinds of words are they? They're fanboys. And they go in the middle of a sentence between two complete thoughts, two complete independent clauses like that. Here's the difference between the two, though. They have an effect where they play the role where they can actually reverse the cause and effect. If you see the word so, the cause is first, and so, you see that's what makes the effect happen. If you see the word for, what the writer has done is they've actually told you the effect first, and now they're telling you the cause. All right, so if we take a step back from this and we look at our little chart, if you will, here, hopefully you can see that although causes come first in real time and effects come second in real time, and the cause makes the effect happen in real time, when we talk later about things that are causes and effects, we can talk about either the effect or the cause first. And the word that is used tells the reader whether or not the writer is talking about the cause or the effect first and which one next. It doesn't matter so much. I think most of what you're going to have to do in this class is simply know that there is cause and effect there. And so if you know those words, you know their cause and effect, you're good to go. Problem and solution, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, isn't as popular. You're not going to see it come up on your practices and your tests as often. But you need to know it because it will show up enough. Problem and a solution has to have kind of two events or two ideas, minimum. Problem and solution is kind of related to another not very common pattern or relationship, but it may show up, so I like to put them side by side. Opinion and reason, theory, and proof. Well, what we get opinion and a reason. Usually it's a lot of reasons. Usually this is more of an organizational pattern rather than a relationship within or between. Right? These are usually for the entire passage. It's hard to have a theory and proof or an opinion and reason in just one sentence. So usually you'll see these as your options for organizational pattern. All right, so then what's the difference between these? Theory and proof is usually fairly formal and scientific. Opinion and reason is usually pretty informal, and the subject matter isn't scientific. It's usually pretty common. Opinion and reason, you can have an opinion and reasons about anything, about your beliefs, about your preferences, about your tastes, about the Gators, about FSU. You can have opinion and reason about cell phones, cars, you name it. Whereas theory and proof is usually a little bit more of a hypothesis with data and evidence and research behind it. So theory and proof will come up usually in scientific passages. Opinion and reason will usually come up when there is argumentative persuasion. All right, I'm getting a problem and solution. Now it's time. Problem and solution is a type of opinion and reason. Right? And when you get an opinion where someone is saying, I think there is a problem, and here is how I think we should solve it, you see, then you're getting a particular kind of opinion and reason. Rather than I think I like the Gators, or I think FSU is better, that's not a problem and solution. Hopefully it won't lead to a problem of a fight or something, but if someone has an opinion about something where they say, I think we need to fix the parking situation on campus, and then they give ideas of how that can happen. Now that kind of opinion and those kinds of details have upgraded to problem and solution.